Hello everyone, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. How are you doing? How is your day? How is work? How is everything? Whoever we are working. Muli mutya mwenna abakola abatakola abalina gye beekolera be bakozesa. Anyway, buli omu alina kyagezaako kutuusaako engalo. Mbalamusizza. Thank you for subscribing. Those abatana subscribing abambe mujye subscribing, liking, sharing. So once again nkomyewo kubatuusaako constitution ya Uganda 1995 nga bwe yakyusibwa. Tukyali ku chapter 7, the executive, the president. Then under chapter 7 tuli ku article 110. So chapter 110, state of emergency. Chapter yetuliko ejo twakomye ku vice president and absence of the president. Tulaba nti president wabataliiko oba mulwadde oba ki oba resigninze bani abalina omuddira mu bigere. So if you listened oba tewabiliseninze ddayo owulirize video eyo, and boddayo please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for the support. Okay. Article 110 under chapter 7, the executive, then the state of emergency. 1. The president may, in consultation with the cabinet, state of emergency kitegeeza like nti bw'oba ekiba kibaluseewo nga kyetaagisa kukolako mu bwangu oba nga lutalo oba ekirwadde. So that is like the state of emergency. Eggwanga libeera ku ki? Ku emergency. The president may, in consultation with the cabinet, by proclamation declare that a state of emergency exists in Uganda or any part of Uganda if the president is satisfied that circumstances exist in Uganda or in the part of Uganda. President mu kubuulirirwa oba mu kutuula ne cabinet ye yonna bayinza okudikiralinga mbwa waliwo state of emergency, naye bwe bamala okunoonyereza ne basanga nti waliwo like any region or any part wekituuseewo, oba ekirwadde kibaluseewo like in the northern part, oba waliwo olutalo like in the western part. So there the president can declare a state of emergency in which Uganda or that part of it is threatened by war or external aggression. Nga bwe nkugambye oba ekitundu nga bakigezezaamu olutalo oba nga waliwo akitwalaganya obubi. In which the security of the economic life of the country or that part is threatened by internal insurgency or natural disaster. Natural disasters tusobola ogamba nga drought oba katugambe mountain volcano. Kale ng'olusozi lwabise, volcano kitegeeza olusozi lwakamunda omuliro. So bweba wawewo ekifo like there is a state where a natural disaster has occurred, then a state of emergency is declared, which render necessary the taking of measures which are required for securing the public safety, the defense of Uganda, and the maintenance of public order and supplies and services essential to the life of the community. So ekyo kiba kyetaagisa nti public safety, abantu baba bagenda kukuumibwa, aba baagala ekyokulya balina okuweebwa ekyokulya, oba waliwo engeri gye balina okubayambamu. Anything that is necessary can be rendered to the people. Subject to the provision of this article, a state of emergency declared under clause 1 of this article shall remain in existence for not more than 19 days and shall then expire. Bw'abaawo state ya emergency yonna ng'etuuseewo, oba babadde balimba oba babadde bakola ki, it shall last for 19 days. Ennaku 19 tezirina okutwala, then awo buli kimu ne kidda mu nteeko nga bwe kibadde. Okay. The president shall cause the proclamation declaration of the state of emergency to be laid before parliament for approval as soon as practicable, and in any case not later than 14 days after it was issued. State of emergency webaawo ne president nga n'agikiriza ebeewo balina ogitwala mu palamenti okumala ennaku 14 erina okubeera ng'eri approved by parliament. Bwaba tayali approved under 14 days awo simanyi. The state of emergency may be extended by parliament for a period not exceeding 19 days at a time. Ennaku 19 state of emergency zerina okubeerawo bwe zisukka nga kiri ekizibu tekinabaawo parliament esobola okugyongezaayo negamba kati katwongezeeyo ennaku ndala mmeka? Ennaku ndala 19. Okay. The president or parliament shall, if satisfied that the circumstances of the declaration of the state of emergency have ceased to exist, revoke the proclamation by which the state of emergency was declared. Parliament wegezaako okulaba nti embeera etandise okudda mu nteeko esobola okusalamu negamba kati state of emergency ekoze eki eweddewo. During any period when a state of emergency declared under this article exists, the president shall submit to parliament at such intervals as parliament may prescribe regular reports on the actions taken by or on behalf of the president for the purpose of the emergency. President alina okubeera nga buli kaseera asubmittinga what is really happening to the parliament. Ate ne parliament nayo ng'ekola mugaso gwayo to regulate those reports. Subject to the provision of this constitution, parliament shall enact such laws as may be necessary for enabling effective measures to be taken for dealing with any state of emergency that may be declared under this constitution. Parliament yo nga yo president bw'ateekawo state of emergency, parliament ina its duty to go and make laws okola amateeka in which state of emergency gyegenda obeera ng'ekola ki etambulizibwamu. Those are tegerekeka. Any resolution passed by parliament for the purpose of clause 4 or 5 of this article shall be supported by the votes of more than 1/2 of all members of parliament. Or resolution amateeka gonna agagenda ewa okuteesa konna parliament kwebegenda oteesa kukugalawo oba ku mateeka ge balina okuleeta mu eno state of emergency galina okuba nga gawagibwa abagawagira abawagira o abasupporting o abavotinga for that state of emergency and laws to follow balina okubeera nga half y'abamemba abakola ki aba parliament. So half of the member they balina okusupportinga those rules such that the state of emergency can do what? Can have its procedures and whatever. Okay, then let's go on article article 111 111, the cabinet. So to the state of emergency, now let's go on the cabinet. Cabinet. There shall be a cabinet which shall consist of the president, the vice president, and such a number of ministers as may appear to the president to be reasonable, necessary for the effective running of the state. Cabinet yonga yo inobeera mu president, vice president ne ba minister abeetaagisibwa. Naye ba minister kati betuyina ba minister abamu si be bawabula Museveni, wabula Museveni yabawabula simanyi. Okay, but let's look at it. The functions of the cabinet shall be determined, formulate and implement the policy of the government, and to perform such other functions as may be conferred by the constitution or any other law. So cabinet erina okufomingirwawo amateeka aga government erina oteekawo amateeka agakola ki agatwala cabinet. Cabinet should do this and this and this, but according to the constitution and according to the law. There shall be a secretary to the cabinet, who shall be appointed by the president in consultation with the public service office. Wagenda beerawo secretary wa cabinet. Secretary wa cabinet alina omulonda, alina obeera president, naye president alina okwatagana n'ekitongole kya public service commission okulonda secretary oyo. The secretary to the cabinet shall have charge of the cabinet office and shall be responsible in accordance with such instructions as may be given to him or her by the president for arranging the business for and keeping the minutes of the cabinet and for conveying the decisions of the cabinet to the appropriate person or authority, and shall perform such other functions as the president may direct. Secretary wano bali mutugamba secretary wa cabinet kyalina okukola, alina keeping minutes za cabinet, like bwe having a meeting ne bali codinga, alina taking care of cabinet's business, you know, keeping the president's work arranged and doing whatever the president orders him or her to do. Okay. The secretary to the cabinet shall, before assuming the duties of his or her office, take and subscribe an oath of allegiance and the oath secretary to the cabinet specified in fourth schedule of this agreement. The first schedule nga bwe nabagamba tetunagituukako, naye bwe tunagituukako ejja kuba etulaga nti how different people should take oath. President and vice president balina taking an oath yemu, ba minister bwe balina taking an oath, ba MPs bwe balina okulayira. So eba etulaga. So wano batugamba ne secretary bw'ayingira eyo office aba alina osooka n'akola ki? N'alayira. Si bya kuyingira nga tokoze eki nga tolayidde. So eyo tubadde tulaba the cabinet, ne tulaba baani abali mu cabinet, ne tulaba nti cabinet erina obeeramu president, vice president ne ba minister, then cabinet erina obeera ne secretary. Okay. Katika tulabe meeting of the cabinet. Cabinet meeting shall be summoned and presided over by the president, and in his or her absence by the vice president, or in absence of both of them by minister designed in writing by the president. Wababeerawo meeting yonna eya cabinet, president yalina ogikiikirira. President bw'aba taliiwo, vice president yalina ogikiikirira. Vice president bw'aba taliiwo, then minister, president gwaba akoze ki? Gwaba directinze okukiikirira yakola ki? Yaba agenda ogikiikirira eyo meeting ya cabinet. Okay, Article 113, Cabinet Ministers. Cabinet ministers shall be appointed by the president with the approval of parliament from among members of parliament or persons qualified to be elected members of parliament. But cabinet minister wonna balina okuappointingibwa president w'eggwanga. Naye okuappointing olina obeera ng'oli ki? Ng'oli already MP. Bw'oba toli MP ng'osobola when you acquire all the qualities ezisobola okufuula MP. So then there you can be appointed by the president, naye with approval from parliament. Okay. The total number of cabinet ministers shall not exceed 21 except with the approval of parliament. Ba minister balina obeera nga tebalina kusuka kwa 20 mu except okujjako nga parliament ekkiriza basukkemu. Naye kati ba minister baffe be tulina bali ba minister bameka? Abangi. Nange president woba ompulira njagala ompeeyo ekifo ky'obwa minister kubanga siri mu ssomero eno constitution abantu bokubwereere. I need a position to be a minister. Okay. A cabinet minister shall have a cabinet minister shall have responsibility for such functions of government as the president may from time to time assign him to do. President aba alina omulimu gw'ayagala ogenda omukolere gwe nga cabinet minister, asobola okuwa omulimu gwena n'akutuma either kola kino, either kola kino, either kola kino. Excuse me. A minister shall not hold any office of profit or emolution likely to compromise his or her office. Minisita talina kubeera ne ofiisi ng'ekola amagoba oba akozese ofiisi ye nga bizinesi. Edda tekijja kukkirizibwa. So bwe bakusanga eyo ebeera nguzi. Ate enguzi Museveni bw'akukwata yamanye. Okay, that was the cabinet ministers. They were not supposed to, cabinet minister tebalina kusukka 2 mu omu okujjako nga parliament yekkiriza bakole ki basukkemu. Then article 114, other ministers. The president may, with the approval of parliament, appoint other ministers to assist cabinet ministers in the performance of their functions. President yenga ye n'olukusa okuva mu parliament asobola okuappointinga abaminisita abalala okuyambako ba cabinet ministers. Subject to the provision of this article 113 of this constitution shall apply to the appointment of ministers under clause 1 of this article. Nga bwe twalabye mu eri article 1131 nti ba minister balina okuappointingwa by president nga parliament ekkiriza, naye balina obeera nga ba MP oba nga balina ebisaanyizo ebisobola bafuula ba MP. Ne bano ba minister batali ba cabinet minister kyekimu. Okitegeera balina kubanga basobola obeera ba MP oba nga ba MP okuba appointing okukola ki okubeera ba cabinet minister okubeera ba ministers. The total number of ministers appointed under this article shall not exceed 21 except with the approval of parliament. Nabo balina obeera 21 okujjako nga parliament ekoze ki ekkiriza. A minister referred to in this article shall have responsibility for such functions of the ministry to which he or she is appointed, as the president may from time to time assign him or her, and in absence of the cabinet minister in his or her ministry shall perform the functions of the cabinet minister as the president directs. Kyekimu president bw'agamba nti njagala nkolere kino ne kino olina okukikola. Buli mulimu president gw'ayagala omukolere olina ogukola as a minister. So article 1134 of this constitution applies to minister referred to in clause 1. Article 1134 katulabe 1234. Cabinet minister shall have responsible function of government time to time. Batututte waggulu ne batulaga ekiri ekibadde mu article 113 kyekibeera muno. Government minister nobeera wa government. Government kyekutumya okukola kyolina okukola. President bakusayininga ku guno omulimu aba ayagala gw'oba okole. So like that. So article 115, oath of minister, okulayira kwa minister. A minister shall, before assuming the duties of the office, take and subscribe the oath of allegiance and the oath of minister specified in 4th schedule of this constitution. Minister nga tanabeera minister oba cabinet minister oba just minister, before nga tonafuuka minister olina okukola ki? Olina okulayira. Constitution eremera nnyo okulayira, so everything you have to take oath. Either biki nga tona assuming office olina okukwata n'olayira n'ogamba I Yahanga Emmanuel Solomon swear that I will blah 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 in whatever oath is necessary. Okay. Then article 116, vacation of office of minister. Never minister nabo bagenda ku vacation. Anyway, katuchirabe. The office of the minister shall become vacant if the appointment of the holder of the office is revoked by the president. If the appointment of the holder of the office is revoked by the president. President bwagikwatamu n'agamba kakati omuminisita ono omugjeeko, then ministry ejja kubeera ki? Vacant. If the holder, one, resigns, minister wa resigninga, then our office eba egenda beera vacant. 2, becomes disqualified to be a member of parliament. 3, dies. Minister wafa, office ebeera vacant. Minister wa resigninga, office ejja kubeera vacant. Minister, jjukira nti minister olina obeera MP. Minister MP ewamwe bakukuba akalulu ng'obadde minister, then awo wa minister batokyagenda sigaza. oba oviiriddemu awo oba tokyali MP oba tokyali ne minister. Yeah. So that was article 116. Then 117, responsibility of ministers. Minister balina tukolera ki? Ministers shall individually be accountable to the president for the administration of their ministries and collectively be responsible for any decision made by cabinet. Buli minister agenda kubeera responsible for his or her ministry. Katugalabe nga Baramu Barugahara, minister wachi wa youth, I know beera responsible kubavubuka. I know beera responsible kubavubuka, buli kimu ekikwata kubavubuka. Bwe tulaba minister Katumba Wamala akwatagana ku by'enguudo ne bya transport, I know beera responsible ku nguudo ne ku everything that concern transport, nguudo eya biki bisaawe by'ennyonyi, Katumba Wamala. Bwe tulaba Minister of Education and Sports, Minister Janet Kataaha Museveni, she should be responsible for everything that concerns education, kuzanya omupiira, masomero, ma university, machi, byonna I know beera responsible. Minister ky'omulala, Minister Eddie Kenzo, Minister of Creatives. I know kulaba nti abantu abantu bakola ki? Creating ebintu, bakola katemba, bakola music. Bwe tulaba nga tetufuna music mulungi, tulina ogenda wa Eddie Kenzo ne tugamba, Minister of Creatives, what is going on? Why are the people not creative? So that's what the parliament says. Responsibilities of ministers shall be accountable to the president for the administration of their ministries and collectively be responsible for any decision made by the cabinet. Cabinet bwekola decision negamba ino ministry tekola mirimu yayo, so you shall be responsible. Vote of censure. So kino kitegeeza like expressing a disapproval. So kati bwe tukuba vote of censure kitegeeza like kukuba akalulu k'okujjawo, disapprove. Oba twali twakuprovinga kati twagala kukola ki? Kukuzawo. So it means like vote of censure bwe kitegeeza. So parliament may by resolution, support by more than half of all members of parliament, pass a vote of censure against the minister or any of the following groups. Atulabe which groups. Parliament esobola okwekunganyamu ekitundu kyayo ng'eyagala kuggyayo minister oba group zino ze tugenda okwogerako. Abuse of office or willful violation of the oath of allegiance or oath of office. Bw'olayira nti ogenda kukola kino ne kino ne kino ate bw'omala n'otabituukiriza, parliament eyinza okukubako akalulu bakukole ki? Bakuggyayo. Half of parliament bwegira oba ovuddeyo. Okay. Misconduct or behavior. Bw'obanga teweeyisiza bulungi, parliament esobola okukubirako akalulu bakuggyeyo. Physical or mental incapacity, namely that he or she is incapable of performing the functions of his or her office by reason of physical or mental incapacity. Bw'oba tosobola like Geno Ali ono ye unansanywa naye ngenda mukozesa nnyo ng'example kuba gwe tuyina is like teyesobola. You see the person is physically not fit. Constitution kyogerako physical or mental incapacity. If you are physically or mentally not able to do the work, half of the parliament should report the issue. You should be removed. If the people keep voting you, I don't know what. Yeah, like this vote of censure should work on this Moses Ali. He's mentally, okay, he may not be mentally, but he's physically not stable to take over this office. If the people, abantu bo baba basazeewo mbuleka babeere bamulonde, let the MPs not be also like dump as that, we all see nti omusajja tasobola, like omusajja tasobola kwekwatira n'omuzindaalo, tasobola kwesitula, but still he's in office. Here the constitution says the parliament, half of the parliament may decide to vote a vote of censure and withdraw that person from the office. But anyway, if the parliament can't and the people still are voting him, let Moses hallelujah. Okay, mismanagement or incompetence. Mismanagement or incompetence. Yeah, incompetent nga MP wabera tali qualified obanga bamulonda just lwakuba kuba kalimi naye bwatuuka mu office nga talina kyasobola kukola. Okitegeera, he's not qualified, he can't do anything. So oyo naye balina omukubira vote of censure ne bamugjayo. Okay, upon a vote of censure being passed against a minister, the president shall, unless the minister resigns him or her office, take appropriate action in the matter. Akarulu bekamba babamukubako akarulu mu parliament ensonga bazitwala wa president, then the president ye kiri ku minister okwekola ki okwejjayo na resigninga oba wata resigninze katulabe president kyaba agenda okukola. Proceedings from the censure of a minister shall be initiated by a petition to the president through the speaker, signed by not less than 1/3 of all members of parliament, giving notice that they are dissatisfied with the conduct or performance of the minister and intend to move a motion for a resolution of censure and setting up particulars of the grounds in support of the motion. Minister bagenda mukubako akalulu ka censure abantu ebitundu 1/3 a third, yeah, 1/3 ebya parliament. Then bamukubako petition, speaker ajja kuwandika eyo petition agisindikire president, then president ajja genda ewa nankani ewa minister to discuss his conduct and performance, either to tell the minister to resign or to seize him from office. The president shall, upon receipt of the petition, cause a copy of it to be given to the minister in question. President wamuwera petition eyo ajja kukola mu copy ajiwe minister oyo amubuuze, why are you not lwaki tokola mirimu gyo, lwaki you are blah blah blah. Okay, the motion of the resolution of the censure shall not be debated until the expiry of 30 days after the petition was sent to the president. Bwe bamala omukubako petition tebalina kukyogerako like for 30 days. Bwe bamala ogisindikira president, then a minister in respect of whom a vote of censure is debated under clause 5 of this article, entitled during the debate to be heard in his or her defense. Bajja muwaayo olukusa akole ki, yeewozeeko tuwulire biki byakola ki byayogerako. So let's end there for today. Yeah, tulabye ku vote of censure, ministers, cabinet ministers, other ministers, meetings of the cabinet, secretary of the cabinet. Yeah, from the state of emergency up to that. Okay, thank you for watching once again. I really appreciate if you're watching it fully to the end. Thank you for liking, sharing. Please subscribe. Tomorrow we shall begin from Attorney General. Attorney General. On this video, comment who is the Attorney General of Uganda. There I will know that you're with me. Comment who is the Attorney General of this country, of Uganda. There I will know if you're with me. Thank you for watching. See you again. Bye. I love you all. Bye. Another thing, please, I'm sharing these videos, have clips on YouTube, I mean on TikTok, Facebook. So if you're seeing these videos, if you find like the videos on Facebook and TikTok, come rewatch it on YouTube. I want to reach a minimum number of 50 subscribers. Jagala kuweza wa subscriber 50. Then I can start going live stream live stream on YouTube. So from there, maybe I can gain more subscribers when I'm live. So please support me. Thank you so much.